and hi cousin and all of that. I'm about to go make me some coffee. It's cold. I'm gonna turn my dang air down. Hey, hola, hola. I gotta go make me some coffee. I want to show y'all something that God just. I'll be right back. Let me make me some coffee. Maybe I should make tea. Maybe I'll make tea instead, not coffee. I'll make tea. Tea. I think it'll be better if I have tea and not coffee because I'm already feeling just a tad anxious and I do not know why. Hey everybody! I'm back. I want to show y'all something. Hola, hola. I know y'all probably getting home and all of that. So if you miss or whatever, you already know you can go watch it over on YouTube. So I was sitting in here. Do this right, girl. That's why it'd be a mess. We used to have 3 classes a day. I just be tired. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going through menopause, so my energy levels be all over the place. And I've learned that this community will work you until you are just delirious. So then I've had to force myself to not come on at night or whatever it is. You cut 1/3 of 60 milligrams. I don't know what that is. So I had to, because if I get on here at 3 o'clock, they going to be on here at 3 o'clock. And they'll stay on here till 7. So, yep, I had to learn that thank you. They'll work me like a hey baby, like a Hebrew say. I was just telling them how y'all work me like Hebrews like. But guess what? How many times do I tell y'all to please journal, take pictures? Remember I told y'all when I was studying, I always took pictures of my books and whatever. The work is, I'm not going to say never. My work be done. I'm learning to not work. I'm learning to not work. I'm teaching myself to not work. And we'll stay on 500 minutes. Yeah, our last class was 4 hours and 22 minutes. 4 hours and 22 minutes that I'm talking. Y'all typing. But for 4 hours. And then y'all be like, no, don't go. I get most of y'all through half or more than half of your workday. Some of y'all, you work nights. Shoot. So I want to show y'all something. It was 4 hours and 22 minutes. Yes. I want to show y'all something. Yep, you get me through half my shift. Exactly. Mama be working. So y'all remember I told y'all when I used to study a whole route. Exactly, Jace. Exactly. But remember I told y'all when I was really in my studies from 12 to Natwell to 22, I basically took pictures of whatever books I was going to study from that day, right? Or whatever I was reading and writing, I took pictures, right? Right? So look, why was y'all just sitting on my bed? And you know how you can go through, like, I don't know what y'all probably, I got Android. So I can go through my photos, my Google Photos, and just type in book, and it's going to show me all the pictures, which I'm sure everybody has this. But so the thought came to my mind just now, type in book. So I went all the way to the bottom. It goes all the way to 2013, right? But guess what? Look what was on there. Who watching the show Evil? Who watching the show Evil? Anybody? Did you watch it? Y'all, this blew my mind. I said, God, you know how to just... Okay. What does that say? Do y'all see what that is? Y'all see it? Y'all see this? Now I'm about to show y'all the date. Because this is in my Google Photos. It was a screenshot. It's more than 60. It's 72. But I can go back through here and show y'all. Look, when I say God is good, I said, wow. Look. What you see right there? Dead Sea Scrolls, Josephus Nag Hammadi Journal, one of my OTPs, and another Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Now, y'all see I'm just flipping it up. What's the date on that? Y'all see the date? Now, what's very interesting, about to show y'all something. I said, guess what I was, look here. You see this? See what I was studying? What's that date? When I went through here, I was like, oh my God. So when I tell y'all I read it, I seen it, I studied it, I can't remember where I seen it, can't remember where I studied it. As I was going through, I'm like, oh, this is where that came from. Oh, this is where that came from. Oh, this is where that came from. And it goes all the way back to 2012 and 2013. So when I say it could be 10 years since I studied, but God, it's in there somewhere. I don't always remember exactly where I started studying the information, but my screenshots tell me when I was studying it. All the way back to 2013, 2012, and 2013. Now, that's when I really started taking pictures, like, consistently, but I was studying even before that. And I didn't say that to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm just telling y'all that a lot of the stuff, so when y'all say, can you watch this? Have you read that? And it's more in there. When I say I was just in awe, because there's things that God had me study. I had absolutely no understanding of why when he had me looking up the G7 and studying the G7, I couldn't understand why he kept having me, the G7 all in the news right now. Are they or are they not? Ain't the G7 all in the news? Y'all remember me talking to y'all 2 years ago about pay attention to the G7? That's really who we need to be paying attention to. And now the G7 is all in the news, Pumpkin. Okay. The G7 summit. Come on. It was a little spooky going through there because a lot of the stuff I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay, so you was telling me, not that I ever doubt that he does, but I be wanting y'all to see. This is why I ask y'all to take notes. If God says a word in your mind, look it up. Go searching because it is going to be relevant to y'all life. Y'all don't think that's crazy? When I was going through here, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. That all of this information is stored, and I done lost a couple emails. You know what I'm saying? You know how they, like, you ain't used it? I had pictures in all of those Google Photos. It was crazy. It's crazy. I'm serious. This is why I tell y'all, please take notes. Please. Please. Because the dates all mean something. So that was Wednesday, June 6, 2018. And what did they tell? What is going on around June? It's a lot going on around June in our life now in 2024. Hold on. When I flip through here, it's mind blowing the information that God had me studying. Okay? So when I tell y'all, please journal, write everything down, the words you hear, whatever seem off to you, write it down because it's important. God could be telling you something. Just think if when God told me to go look up the G7 or any of the things that he had me go look up, just think if I would have been like, oh, I'll do it later, or I don't have time right now, or that doesn't mean anything to me. There's a lot of information that we wouldn't have been prepared for, or if God would have told me, it wouldn't have made no sense. You hear me? News say G7 want to use the Russian assets for the Ukraine. This is not good. Yes, I know. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. That's what I'm saying. This book right here is, I told y'all I got it do. Don't do that. They so tight in there, they coming out in tubes. This book is where he had me studying about the G7. And I got this at Goodwill, and it was a whole set of them. And I was like, I don't need all those books. I should have grabbed every last one of them. Now, do I think this is hilarious? Yes, because, you know, we kind of went to like all the nations. And my godmother has started telling me, God is going to take you to the nations. Or she would say things and I would just be like, She saw y'all before I saw y'all. But she saw y'all all in an arena at one time. But she said it was just all these cameras and it was all these lights. You mean how I talked to all of these people all around the world? You mean like that kind of camera? Because I'm talking to cameras. But she saw the flashes, like, right, in the dream. But it's YouTube, lights, camera, action. It's not Facebook. What is this? TikTok. She saw y'all. She said it was so many people. It was so many people. She was like, it was just people, and they was listening to you speak. She used to say this all the time, and I used to be like, well, not if it has to be me on the pulpit. I'm not gonna do that. This was in like 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, and I used to be like, mama, that is not my call. That is not my call. I don't claim that. I'm gonna do something else. And everything she said was true. Everything. 10, 12 years later, it was fact. That's why I don't want no fake prophet over me. I only want even if they got to see my ugly, even if they telling me I'm about to die. I'd rather have a person telling me I'm about to die and I'm really about to die so that I can get my affairs in orders than a person telling me I'm about to live and God ain't told them nothing. At least I can go to the people that I might not have. You see what I'm saying? I ain't trying to deal with nobody that really don't know God for real. You're not going to play with my soul like that. Nope. Because at least you got time to get your life right. You going to play with these fake folks that ain't telling you the truth. It's scary to know, but I'd rather know so I can get myself together. Don't play with me. Because hell and eternity is forever. You don't get out of there. So you telling me, oh, don't play with my soul. Because you don't come back. They playing with your soul because they don't want you to be mad at them. But I don't come back once I die. I stay where I'm at. Once you in the ground, you in the ground. And even if they exhume your body, your soul, your spirit don't come back. You can find out what happened to this body, but my soul is too late. I'm already gone. No, you ain't about to play with my life like that. And ain't. No. And that's why I'm grateful for God allowing us to read books like Second Baruch and Ezra and all of the other books that we read, because it made you line up. Because you realize, no, God really is concerned about those little things. He actually does care about how you talk to people. He actually does care about what you think. He actually does care about your actions and how they affect the people around you, because if they teach them to do the wrong things, you hit. Everybody want to be a leader, but like I say, where is you leading them to? What is you leading them to? Is you leading them to trouble? Is you leading them to... What are you leading people to? Because leaders have a huge responsibility. And you're responsible for the people that God brings under you. So why you want to be a pastor, minister, bishop for the money, understand that your soul is in jeopardy, sir or ma'am. Why you trying to get this authority or recognition from people? Because every person you lead in the wrong way and lead them away from Christ, I hope you know, if they die in their sins, that stand up on your chart, honey. Reverends. While y'all trying to get that bread and fill your church up, you better be trying to fill heaven up and not your church. Because the church is just going to be full before Christ and after. After God come on and get whatever he going to do, it's going to be some folk. Now, I don't believe in the rapture, but I'm saying it's going to be a lot of people. It's still people right now thinking that they're not going to live through the tribulation and they don't know we in it. How scary is that? That you go to church every Saturday, every Sunday, every Wednesday, Tuesday, and 5 o'clock morning prayer, baby, and you don't even know we in a tribulation. We are in it. Wasn't no rapture. Ain't nobody gone. Now, granted, they got the videos of the people vanishing, but this is very scary. I'm experiencing that right now. My dad ain't talking about this, and he's a whole pastor. Come on. What more do they need? They talking about is egg shortages, food shortages. You just seen Cuba woke up with no money. I know they watch the news. And then they talking about 4 or 5 more countries just signed on with BRICS to devalue the American dollar. Oh, I was looking at it about the shake our whole financial system to the core. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. About to shake our whole financial system. I just was looking at the news. It was on what, CNN or Forbes or whatever. I just looked at it a couple of days ago. Took my little screenshots too. It's alarming, and they focus on starting a business. I'm trying to tell you, but the Bible said that people was just gonna be going on with their lives and living and getting married and all of these kind of things. And the Son of Man was. Did you show him the angel video? What he say? It's AI. And I still ain't got my taxes, so it's definitely something going on. I'm trying to tell you. Yep, that's the truth. It's crazy because they telling people to buy gold. I'm like, man, if you fall for that, you crazy. You better get food. That's what's scarce right now. Why they would tell you to buy gold and they keep saying we're in a food shortage, it's a real famine, is beyond me. Why wouldn't you tell us to go get food? Why would you tell us to buy gold? If I could see if there was a money shortage, there's not. It's not a money shortage at all. Y'all can print as much of that. So you don't think that telling your people to go get food is more valuable than telling them about gold and silver? You said you believe we're headed to the Great Tribulation. Honey, we're in the Great Tribulation. The Antichrist is already being revealed. They got the red heifers. The Euphrates then dried up, and all of the kings are gearing up for nuclear war, pumpkin. Not heading. We've been in a tribulation. The economic crash that it talks about, the digital system where you can't buy or sell, that's why they're making us go over to this digital money so they can turn it on and off. Oh, yeah, we're here. We're in the cashless society as we speak. Most places don't even take cash anymore. We already in it. We not waiting. We here. Famine is already here. The World Food Chief said the world is in famine. Well, he said it in 2020 and then he said it again recently. Your job won't be accepting cash? Oh, they wasn't accepting cash. Yep, Australia digital ID just passed. Oh, okay. Troubles that have never been seen before. You mean like giants coming out the mountains and dinosaurs burning stuff up 2 years ago? Because prior to that, I'd never seen a dragon unless it was something created, but it was a real one flying around. That's a trouble we ain't never seen before. Your job don't accept cash, Nate. Where you work at? You work for a hospital too? No. Somebody else said the hospitals wasn't accepting cash. Yeah. Somebody came in here like last week or the week before and said they went to the doctor and they not taking no cash. It's one of the big Catholic hospitals. That was my friend. Somebody I know already, probably. Or niece. Okay, I know it was somebody. Oh, yeah. It was my niece. And she worked in a hospital. Yep. Your hospital's closing. $24 months. If you go back to my first videos and everybody's like, oh, well, when do you think? I said, we got less than a year or two. The supervisor at my job said they were overstaffed. I foresee job losses. Remember we talked about folks ain't going to be working? And you need to get whatever you can before there's not even, like, they're closing everything down and you can't leave your house. And I said, this time it's not going to be all of the food stamps and all of the extra money, because there isn't any. They're closing down the banks. They're closing down the pharmacies. People are having a harder time getting their medicine. Our mail is coming slower, which means cargo is not moving as quickly. It's a lot going on. Hey, yes, I did. I know what the tribulation is, and we in it. You gotta go look at all the things that have happened. You, please. It's all. The fish are belly up in the oceans. All of the things that God said were preceding. The moon has been turned to blood. The sun going dark. Like, everything here. Jobs aren't hiring even with experience and degrees because the resumes are being reviewed by AI. No way. Right. I mean, you use money before it's no good. Wow. Wow. It's extremely hard to find a job nowadays. Wow. Because they just use the computer to look for keywords. Yes, it's been days where I was missing whole streets with no mail being sent home. Oh, yeah, because you deliver the mail or you work there. And whole streets wasn't getting no mail. Okay, this a mail person. So remember when I told you, I said, I don't know what's taking so long with this stuff? Yes, I'm a mail carrier. I told y'all the mail been going slow. Samira, thank you. Did you see the AI update on F? No. How easy it is to look someone up? No, uh-uh. Not thousands. It's going to be hundreds of millions of people. A third of the population. That's hundreds of millions of people. Actually, billions. It's like 2.5 billion people. We've already done the math over here. It's in one of our classes. Not trying to be funny, but we already did the math on it over here. We already looked it up. We looked up a third of the how many animals. We did the numbers already. Who got their notes? I know. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny, but I know we study it. We study everything over here. We are not blocked into what we can study, so we can study as many things as we want, and we do. That's how we got all these dang classes, and that's why I've been taking a break, because these folks don't care about working me to death. But we did a couple studies on that. It is happening, honey. Listen, I'm not here to argue with you. If you don't believe we in a tribulation, I don't know what to tell you. That's it. I'm done with that. I don't. I'm only talking to the people that's listening. We have all of our things that we need. We have our wood burning stoves. We have our water filtration. We have emergency light bulbs. We got our dehydrated and freeze dried food. We have our tents. We got what we need. You don't have to believe. It's just, hopefully you don't wait till it's too late. Because the thing is this: if you don't have nothing before they go to the digital complete currency, then you're going to have to take the mark of the beast, because where are you going to get your food from if you don't? Because it says you won't be able to buy or sell. And everybody is going to have to get this, and we got it. It's called the real ID. You're going to have a form of identification that's on your hand or your forehead. So if you're not stocking up, and your pastor's not telling you to stock up, that means you're going to have to take the mark. Because if you don't have nothing, you ain't going to be able to buy or sell. That's electricity. That's all of those things. So, I mean, whether people believe we in it or not, we ain't worried about it. We believe we're in it, so we're prepping so we don't have to take the mark. But if you're not storing anything, you'll be one of the first people in the line, and then you're going to tell God, but God, my kids were hungry. He said, but I told you it was coming. If I told you 2,000 years ago that you won't be able to buy or sell without a mark, and everybody that takes that mark is going to hell, then why ain't you preparing? Christians? If God in the Bible said you will not be able to buy or sell without this mark, and if you take it, then you're going to hell, why are you not stocking your stuff? And then you're going to be, oh, you're not doing the Christian thing. No, you didn't do the Christian thing. You the one that had unbelief, not me. Your unbelief is what's going to unalive you. I believe. So I've been stocking. Noah done told them for 120 years, they still didn't listen. And it's happening all over again. And is. No, you're not going to be taken out. And please stop letting them lie to you. Because if you go and read Revelations 13, the whole chapter for yourself, if the church is raptured out, who was the saints that the Antichrist is going to be able to make war against? Because if you believe that God is not a liar, because your pastor told you about tribulation saints. God never said anything about that. It said that the Antichrist was going to make war against God's holy saints. And y'all the saints now, right? So then that means you have to be here for him to do that. And he says some of you are going to be killed by the sword. Some of you are going to be taken prisoner. And some of you is with the third one. Thank you, Pastor. There go a pastor right there. Thank you. So I'm just trying to figure out, if you a holy saint now, that means you're a holy saint in Revelations. And that means that you have to be here for the Antichrist to go against you. Only those who, okay, you want to argue. All right. I'm not going to respond to anything else you say because you have no idea what you're talking about. You might want to stop listening to your pastor and go read Revelations for yourself in a version that you can actually understand. Let's read it. Matter of fact, I'm going to help you because I know where you coming from, baby. I was raised in the church too, and it's sad because they playing with people's souls. But let's go read it for everybody. Oh, Jesus. It's a shame that they be lying to these people like that. They just want your money. They do not care about your soul, and that's sad. I was raised apostolic. They told us that too. It don't matter if you ordained. You ain't teaching the truth, so that means that you're going to be responsible for lying to folks. Don't pass the lie no more. Let's go read Revelations together in a version that you can understand, evidently. Because y'all not telling the truth. And that's sad. That's sad. Man. That's scary. For 25 years, you ain't been telling people the truth. That's spooky. And this, okay, right. So Revelations 13. 13 and 5 says, the beast was given a mouth to, we gonna read this because y'all don't nobody say utter when they talk. We gonna read it in the easy read version so that you can understand, because that's scary to me. Here we go. Let's read it together. Here, let me turn this so you can see it. Let's do it. Here we go. The beast was allowed to boast and speak insults against God. It was allowed to use its power for 42 months. The beast opened its mouth to insult God, to insult his name, and the place where he lives, and all those who live in heaven. It was given power to make war against God's holy people. They was not God's holy people if they was left here, babe. You're a liar. You can't be God's holy person if you was left here. Stop it. Y'all trying to make people think God never said nothing about a third coming. That's spooky. Y'all want to be the holy people until it's time for y'all to suffer. He said y'all was going to do that. He said it. When it was time for y'all to put up or shut up, y'all was going to shut up. And that's exactly what y'all do. So y'all better than Paul now? He said we was going to endure the same things they did at the end times. And it's coming. Because they banning the Bible the same way they did when you couldn't talk about Jesus back then. Everything is happening. That's spooky. Y'all got these folks. That's why all them people coming here and saying, oh my God, what? I need to get my stuff together. Yeah, because your pastor been lying to you. And it's sad. Did you know that the Jews found their Messiah? That's why they preparing everything in Jerusalem right now. Why they got the red heifers that's been on there going on 2 years, about to sacrifice them. All of that is end time prophecy, baby. Where you been? The Euphrates done dried up. Folks is seeing angels in the sky. And y'all still preaching that old broke down, stop it. It's going to be some folks at y'all door here in a minute. I guarantee you that. Y'all better quit playing with people's souls. Let's finish. What's it say? 7. It was given power to make war against God's holy people and to defeat them. It was given power over every tribe, race, people, language, and nation. All those whose names here, let's go here, who are not written in the Lamb's book of life. You know what that is? You want to argue. You've been teaching 25 years. Why is you over here? Because I guarantee you, nobody in here believes nothing you saying because they study for themselves. So you just sounding like a loud cymbal because they got their own books, baby. And I teach the folks over here to study. They know not to listen to y'all because they can go look it up for themselves. Yeah. And can. So you doing all of that, they already know that you don't know because they've studied for themselves. Good job. I think you should do that. That's why they got this stuff right here. Because they believe God. They got this because they believe God. They got this because God said if Joseph would have listened and sound like these folks, they'd have been, boy, we'd have been messed up. If Noah would have said, oh, God told me ahead of time so I don't got to worry about it, he'd have been messed up. Joseph, when God said it's going to be 7 years of famine and 7 years of this, you hear me? What if Joseph said, oh, God, I don't have to worry about it. God told me it was going to be a famine. We're his people, so we don't have to worry about it. No, he said, nigga, ain't about to be no food. You better get up and get your stuff. Oh, just like in the days of Noah. Just like it, we ain't got, you didn't have to tell us twice. You said go by what? You said the eggs ain't going to be no good in 22. And then they start killing all the chickens right after we bought all our dehydrated eggs. He said the milk was going to go bad. Then they started talking about they was taking the milk off. And the meat, he told us to go buy canned goods and dehydrated meat. We did that. Then they started pulling all the meat out the grocery stores. We got proof. It's recorded on YouTube. We talked about it and then it would be in the news. We believe God. And so then he allows us to know before. This milk, powdered milk, and dehydrated meat, baby. And now they talking about all the meat got E. coli. Well, we got meat. They said the milk got E. coli. We got milk. We got it. Goat milk, oat milk. We believe God, and we don't have to wait till the news tell us to know it's happening. We believe God before it happens. That is what his provision is. You think he waited until the enemy was up on the Israelites? Now he'll let a prophet come and tell them, hey, here in a minute, it's about to be some people up on y'all neck. Y'all need to start preparing, but don't let them know y'all preparing. And that's what we've been doing over here. While everybody else was going to Dubai and kicking it and buying all that expensive stuff and eating them expensive meals, we put ourselves on budgets and we bought what we needed. And now if people go try to buy this kind of stuff for what we paid for it, y'all got to pay 2-3 times the price. And that's what God told us. He told us by the time everybody figured out what was going on, that all of this stuff was going to be triple the price of what we paid for, double and triple. And it is exactly that. Because the pack of blueberries, what y'all say it is, $52 for between $45 and $52. And we paid $15 a can for it 2 years ago. Whole powdered eggs is $60. Okay, and we was getting them for like $35. You can get them on Arkansas Farms for $33. That's still double the price because they was $15 and $16. $12 to $16 when we bought them. And they was up to $52. I don't plan on taking a mark. So if I gotta be in here with no power, but we just get to stay in our spaces, I'm good. If we don't get to stay in our spaces, I got a tent, I got my portable stove, I got the things that I need. So we ain't gotta worry about having to go to them and grovel for no power. We got our solar generators, we got our water filtration systems. I don't want to have to go to the government for nothing, because once they go all the way to this digital stuff, it's right there. So if you don't, thank you. If you don't, hey, if you don't prepare, you gonna have to take what you need. Where do you get the bug out food? On Amazon, and they take food stamps. And they take food stamps. Not all of them. And do. You know, it's not gonna be no bullets and stuff, and it might be some giants and stuff walking around here. So you know, you never know if you gotta go cut down a tree or a shrub or a stubby person. You say what now? Cause it might not be no bullets or nothing. You never know what you gonna have to do, because you know what I'm saying. You never know what you're gonna have to do around here. Might have to go cut down some shrubs and stuff, and you know, you might have to gotta be out in the wild and stuff. You never know what you're gonna have to cut down. You know what I'm saying? You might have to go and be out in the wild and stuff. You never know what you're gonna need to do. So, you said what now? You said you might gotta go catch your own animals and stuff and be looking for, just in case somebody or even might be in a war-torn area where folks is, you know, it's real crazy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. You never know what's going to go on around you. You know, might have to run out and say somebody or something. Oh, you said got to be able to test the air and make sure everything is okay. You heard me. You said what now? You said, huh? You said there probably ain't gonna be no hospitals and whatnot, so you gotta have, just in case you like hurt yourself or you know, that kind of stuff. You said it might be some nuclear gas or something that pop off, and so we gotta make sure, you know. I should have put some bags together and sold them. Nah, but you can go on there and look at my disaster preparedness list and get what you need off of there. I don't have time to do that. I absolutely don't. But I do have a link in my Amazon store to a few things, and then I have 2 videos on YouTube, Survival and Survival 2.0, where I go through most of the things that I think you need for your family. Y'all can sell bags. I'm not doing none of that. I won't be doing any of that. I don't have time. I did the videos, and that's all I'm going to do. That's it. I don't got time to be doing all that. Yeah. Love y'all. I just joined, but this looked like Survival 3.0. Exactly, Sarah. So, I mean, we not waiting on the news to tell us what to buy and that so we can be out in the chaos. We'll just do it while everybody else is too busy worried about impressing people. While everybody else been out buying clothes and trying to make people think they broke. We don't give a damn about none of that. We just been over here getting our stuff together. So if the TV goes out, you know, our kids can watch TV. with the portable DVD players that are rechargeable on our solar panels, small solar generators. Our kids ain't about to be driving us crazy. And they're not going to have to be scared because even, okay, this work with this, you know, it got the little plug thing on it. You see it. But if I take this off, if it come down to it, I can use my fingers to light up the space that I need to and just rub my feet on the carpet. And guess what? It's going to charge this light bulb. Who about to be in the dark? Not me. They like $69. Just go look up portable DVD player. Rechargeable light bulbs. Put these in your hallway when the power go out. Even now, people have had to use these already. They in my bio. You can get them at Walmart, everywhere. See, what a lot of people don't realize is they've been put. Okay, to those of you that might have never been in my class, y'all do realize that they've been putting all this survival food and everything out for 2 years, right? You had to use yours. It's a rechargeable light bulb. If you're new to my class, if you go, they've been putting this stuff out for 2 years. They ain't been putting it out for nothing. They have not been putting this stuff in whole aisles in Walmart for nothing. And people just walking by it, acting like they putting potassium iodide. I've been shopping at Walmart for years. I've been a mama for over 27 years. Baby, and I looked up and down. I could tell you where everything was. I ain't seen it. There's survival food in CVS. There's potassium iodide in CVS. Y'all better open y'all eyes up. They don't got life water straws at Costco and Sam's for nothing. They don't have 24-hour 72 thing buckets of food at Walmart and stuff for nothing, and at Sam's Club for nothing. They're not just putting that stuff in there for you to, oh, that's nice to have. They telling you something without telling you. And if you don't pay attention, you just didn't pay attention. These are not at Sam's and Costco for no reason. You've been seeing these. I know you didn't see them on Facebook. You didn't see. These is not there for no reason. They not there for no reason. They put them out. They like, if you didn't see them, you didn't see them. But we've been and put them out. Cities are not putting out PSAs about emergency disaster preparedness either. Check your state. They got those too, them PSAs, and you just swipe past it. Well, they did their part. They put it out and they told you. Whether they told you in a broadcast on news or on a little bitty thing going across the bottom, they can't be held liable. So, keep on playing with your kids' stomachs if you want to. Keep on playing with your kids, because most of us living in all electric built, like water heater, electric stove. So if there's no if there's no electricity, how you going to cook? Ain't none of those pretty devices that you got going to work if you don't have a generator. And I hope you're not waiting on gas, because that runs out very quickly. You said the pandemic was a test. Better take heed. I'm trying to tell you, and it's going to be worse because they saw how people scammed and did all that. So they're not doing that this time. Again, and then they don't even have the money to do it. That helped further our debt ceiling. So, it's up to you. But $1,000, I wish I would spend $1,000 on a trip. $1,000 gets you a lot of survival stuff. Well, maybe not as much as it used to a year ago or 2 years ago, but it still gets you a lot. And also, they are not giving out much at the pantries. Yeah, we talked about that. And now if you're in LA, they're not giving much at the pantries. Wow. In LA, one of the richest places on the planet. That's crazy. And now they sending out emails saying, can you please donate because we don't got milk and we don't got meat, canned meats and canned vegetables at the pantries all across the country. So you're not going there to go get no food. If they ask him for help, they can't give you nothing. Somebody said that it went down from every week where they live to once a month. So what are the people that depended on that food bank every week to substitute what they don't have? What are they supposed to do for the other 3 weeks? If that's how they substituted their food for those 3 weeks, what's about to happen to those babies that depended on that food every week? And groceries have gone higher and they're not lasting as long. Okay. Walmart quit donating to my food pantry. Are you serious? They probably quit donating to a lot of them because we got people all over the country that said in the last week they either got a bag in their mailbox, an email, or something saying, can you donate? Yes, and Subway used to donate their bread and they stopped that also. Oh, okay. Your advice about getting the dehydrator was spot on. I'm trying to tell you. Look, I got y'all. Our daddy got me. He told me and I told y'all I'm just the receiver. That's all I do. I'm just the radio. That's it. And as y'all can see, the messages we've been receiving through Dad Radio been on point every single time. Why y'all think I don't be worried about what nobody say? Because every time that something happened on the news and I know we already prepared for it, I be like, and is. We prepared. Why am I arguing? I'm not going to argue with you and I know you're not prepared because you don't believe, so there's no way you can prepare for something you don't believe. But the fact that you don't believe that God said that all of this was going to go on, I would not care how much biblical stuff you didn't memorize. Listen, he said they got eyes but they can't see, and they got ears but they not hearing nothing. They would or else they understand and turn from their wicked ways and really see what's in front of them. I'm not here to argue with nobody. The people that's listening got their stuff. Say I if you got your stuff. I. We got 21-year-olds in here that can see. You've been preaching 25 years, not trying to be funny, but we got 21-year-olds in here that's prepping. 18, 19-year-olds that's spending their money to go get survival stuff because they can see. Maybe the church has blinded you, babe. But I guarantee you this young lady, Shadeja, that you keep saying, she ain't even 25. Deja, how old are you, 22? We got 21-year-olds, 26-year-olds in here that can see what's happening. And they get in their stuff. And they, like they just said, you ain't going to be able to come to my door talking about family. We wasn't family when you was saying it wasn't. You 20. Oh, excuse me, she's 20. And her daddy's a whole pastor. And he don't believe either. That didn't stop her from getting her stuff because God opened her eyes up. 27 and got my stuff. Oh, okay. And now family members, I'm just going to come over there with you. But you're not, because you have the same 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins, period. We won't be the 5 foolish virgins. I guarantee you that. They got heavy delusion and do. 22 when I got my stuff ready. Come on. Go. You better. My autistic son is 22 and he's prepping. He understands. Come on, baby. And we already know autistic babies, they see differently. They see the world differently altogether. Baby, listen. Trying to tell you. 26. Come on. Folks think because they got tenure in some stuff. People graduated high school and didn't do no work. That don't mean nothing. They set up in school from kindergarten to 12th grade. No child left behind. Period. You don't have to learn nothing just because you there. You going to memorize some stuff. You going to memorize some stuff, but that don't mean it's penetrating your heart. It said they speak the words, but they don't go on the action. And that's what's happening. You hear all the church people talking about all this scripture, but you never see them moving on what God said was going to go down. I'm trying to make sure some folks don't have to take no mark, because they ain't got to hurry up and rush to this government that's going to have to feed them. They say, oh, well, for us to give y'all some money, you got to do this. My mom is in New Jersey saying she's going to come to my house. Told her no, and you wouldn't make it to North Carolina. Anyways, right. They taking out the bridges. You ain't about to be going nowhere. They won't even sit with the homeless. Come on. Listen. We ready. We believe God. God told us that everything that he told us was going to go bad, then went bad. But we already had bought our stuff prior to it. My baby is 10 and she always say, what? Because my niecey Pooh is on it and she ain't crazy. My baby 10 and he always asks if we can get prep stuff with his money. Come out! My nephew was 10 years old. He like, Mom, I got this 20. What we need for the survival stuff? He 10. Mama, take my money. What we need? Do we need any more survival food? He ain't crazy. Out of the mouth of babes, babe. Y'all better quit. Look, okay. Listen, this ain't a 10-year thing. This ain't how long you been in this thing, because you can be in this thing a long time and still not know nothing. We got people in here that's 70 years old and say that in the last 2 years they didn't learn more about the Bible and breaking down a scripture and actually learning how to apply it to their life, and they've been in church for 50 years. And they learned more here on TikTok, really breaking down the word and going through everything and buying the books and all of that. They didn't quit doing stuff they had been doing for 50 years. But they've been in church for 50 years. Going to the house don't mean nothing. And just reading it, the Bible didn't say read just to show yourself approved. It says study. So, that's why we don't have no time to be arguing with nobody. We just getting our stuff. Because everything God told us was coming in the next 2 years has happened, which is crazy. And we're just happy we're prepared. That's it. We don't care about nothing else. And all the folks that was calling us crazy, you said, I know I don't fornicate no more. No, ma'am. Oh, okay. Okay. Our babies is, listen here. It's a lot of people doing a lot of things, not doing a lot of things. And they was going to church faithfully every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and going home and getting it in. You hear me? Might be getting it in the parking lot of the church, depending on who they're dating. You hear me? Folks' lives is changing, and I didn't have to beat them down with how far they are away from God. Actually, I just told them God love them, and if you want to know more and get closer to him, this is what you need to do. It amazes me that all of the people that are in church are constantly trying to tell people how far they are away from God, but y'all supposed to be this kind of thing. And I didn't make this for myself. You see what that say? It's a fisherman of men, CERCA TROVA 22. A fisherman of men. You know what that means? That means I fish people. And not catfishing. I catch them and take them over to smoother waters where they're safe. I catch them and bring them to my daddy. I just got this about last week or the week before. And it said, somebody made this say, I'm a fisherman of men. And I am, of humans, of souls for Christ. I'm not trying to tell people how far away they are and what they don't know. I just be trying to show them and teach them. And that's all I've been doing for 2 years. And it's worked out. Well, actually, I've been doing it longer than 2 years, but 2 years here. I've been teaching for God knows how long. And we've seen the miracles of God over here. Doesn't matter who else thinks. Y'all know what miracles. Y'all know if you was talking to God, if you even cared about what he thought about your life. Y'all know that y'all kids is praying now. Y'all know that y'all kids is getting baptized now. Y'all know your husbands is acting right. We don't got to prove it to nobody. The proof is in the pudding. The Bible said that the harvest is ready, but the laborers are few. So how is that? And it's a church on every corner, and they fill to the rim with people. The harvest of souls is ready, but the laborers are few. How is that? And it's a church or two on every corner, and they fill to the rim. None of that makes sense to me. Everybody's saved and sanctified, but it ain't nobody to work for Christ. Something's not adding up. And God said my people was going to perish for the lack of knowledge because the pastors won't learn in Hosea 4 and 6. He said, I've refused them as to be my priests because they won't learn. And so my people are dying because they don't have enough information, like telling people not to read out of the 66 books and that the extra books is just that extra when it's really the rest of the Bible. Never mind. The fact that they tell people we only read the 66 books because that's the real Bible and it was 80 in their original book that they have. 1611 version had 80 books. Where y'all other 14 books while y'all trying to tell somebody about adding and taking away? Because y'all original Bible started with 80. Why don't got 80 now? That would be the taken away version, or no? Ain't that the taken away version? 1611 got 80 books. The Bible that's circulated in the church now got 66. But that's first scripture they gonna hit you with is you ain't supposed to read add or take away. Well, y'all reading the taken away version, so why is you talking to me? You're literally reading the taken away version of just yours, because there was several Bibles before the King James. But they don't even do the research into that to see if it was a Bible before that. They just take the pastor at that word. Honey, it ain't nothing like the King James Version. Did you know that he was a cross-dresser that killed his mama while y'all just upholding this man? He did what everybody else did, got the books he wanted together and put them to, they don't even do the research on this stuff. That's why they call him Queen James. They don't even be researching. They just be saying stuff. Whatever they've been taught, that's what they teach, and nothing extra. They don't even go looking for themselves. My pastor said it and my bishop said it, so it's law. They don't even go look up to see if it's real scripture or not. Mm-mm. Nope. That'd be crazy to me. Why is this not working? Hold on, y'all. I done drunk all my tea that quick. Oh, no, my straw ain't long enough. Well, that makes sense. Because this ain't the straw for this cup. Can I be, Brendan, the reason that people, it's not that, why do they play with God? Because okay, so let me tell you something. I have to check myself constantly. When you are constantly, when people tell you, that's why I have to even say in here, I didn't do nothing. God did it. He brought you over here. He changed your life. Because as a human, that could get real crazy. It could do some things to your head if you don't stay humble. And so even like with the people here, and I tell them, hey, okay, I don't need nothing else. I could have, man, listen, if I wanted to be on some crazy stuff, I could have been charging people $200 an hour to have a counseling session with me if I wanted to. And they would pay it. $50 for 15 minutes. They would pay it. If you could see the inboxes I get about how much people would pay me an hour, I don't even do counseling because I'm not charging you for nothing. This gift that God gave me, he gave it to me for free. But you're not going to force me to talk to you either. That's another thing. Folks feel like they can try to guilt me into talking to them. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. Because I give enough of myself already. This I know. And I don't ask nobody for nothing. We've been on here 64 minutes. You ain't heard me ask for no money. You ain't heard me say my cash app. Nothing. And if you go back through my classes, like I said, I did ask y'all to buy my, what's the name? And y'all laughed at me, my PS5. But I had already been on here almost 2 years by that time. It was already a year and a half. I think somebody said, do I want some lunch? If you sending it, send it. But you can come on here every day and you're not going to hear me say my cash app unless somebody asks about it on how they can donate. You're not going to hear me say nothing about no money, no stars, no hit it, get us up, likes. You ain't heard me say none of that. You not going to hear me say none of that? Pastors want to be paid before they even preach, and now they got their cash up before you ever even know the scripture. You don't even know what they teaching about, but you know what their cash app is already. And before they start teaching, they would need 10 of y'all to send them a gift. Prostitute your gift, eh? And I ain't knocking nobody, but if you teaching, you don't have to ask people for no money. God is gonna bless you. You ain't gonna have to hold people hostage and be begging for no money or nothing. It'll just flow to you if you're doing what God tell you to do. But if you going in your own way, you right, it ain't coming. Because when you bless people and you help them get their life together, it ain't nothing they won't help you with if you need it. And this I knew way before TikTok because it's been my life. So I don't have to go tear nobody else down. I don't have to go on nobody else's page and tell them what they don't know. I just be busy over here teaching, trying to do whatever it is that God have me to do. Because I don't have to stand in judgment to y'all. I have to stand in judgment to God. He's the only person that needs to be pleased with my life. Now, if y'all like it, okay. But if you don't, it's still okay. Because I'm not here to please y'all. Because I don't have to stand in judgment for y'all. And that's why when everybody was trying to tell me what to, I said, look here. This ain't church. You can't pay me. You said I get tired of the TikTok wars. Honey, listen. I don't even understand that whole thing. People try to get in my live all the time. Absolutely not. Don't come over here. Thank you, Taco Margarita. I'm just saying, like, I like it when the people of WORU are learning and their relationships are going with God. And my nieces and nephews of 10 say, Mama, what we need. And they're reading and they're going to church, school and church, and teaching their Sunday school teachers and teaching their pastors and teaching their friends about all of the things we learn here. That's more rewarding than sitting up here yelling at people because they won't give us no money. I chop people in the throat and they come back tomorrow. Talk good and crazy. And they come back because it's making their life better. We cutting open all those wounds that have been pussy and making people sick. We cutting, I know it's going to hurt, but we lancing over here and getting all that pus out. Then I got to pour some medicine in there and get it back together so that you can heal, so you can stop being infectious to other people. And not infectious in a good way. Your nasty attitude and your way of thinking that you spoil the other people around you. No, we don't do that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We trying to bless everybody that we come into contact with so that we can be the Jesus people see. Instead of talking about who ain't like Jesus, we just trying to show them how Jesus did act. Because he said, you're going to know my kids by their fruit. You're going to know my kids by... We was talking about that too. Why did I find when I bought those books? Remember I told you I had bought those books from Dollar Tree with the 9 fruits of the Spirit? I found the pictures of those too. I said, wow. Yeah. It's a lot of people that come in here, ministers and bishops and stuff, trying to tell me what I don't know. I said, that's funny because you've been in here for 35 minutes trying to argue with me about what I know, and you ain't even sat down and never had a conversation with me. And if you think you can know all that I know in one class, you're weird, because I'm 44 years old. I know. It's this scene behind me because I'm not twerking. And I'm not putting on no makeup. And I'm not trying to sell nothing. So this, they don't be knowing how to take this. I promise you they don't. And then the fact that I can go back there and pull out pretty much any book and it be relevant to what we talking about, they really don't like that. And that don't have nothing to do with me. Ask God as many questions as I do, and then you'll have the answers. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to tell you. I asked questions and he answered them. And then I asked another one and he answered them. And I asked another one and he answered it. And I asked another one until we got here. Ask questions if you want the answers. I don't know. That depends on your household and what all you're going to have to run with it. That part. Where is my glasses? I think they in. I don't know if they in here or in my room. They probably in my room. The fact that you have more Bibles than he does and been preaching 25 years. I don't know if I do or not, but I don't have to go. See, this is the thing. I'm too busy trying to get people to Jesus. Do you understand that? And I can't be telling you how far you are away from him and telling you why you don't know this and that and be doing my job over here. So I'm just focused on what God called me to do. He called me, he called me to help people understand the Bible. That's all I'm here for. It's some water, others plant, and so forth, and somebody else prune it, and God get an increase. I'm just here to sow a seed of did you know? That's the only thing I'm here for. I'm here to sow a seed of did you really look at what you were seeing right there? Did you really see that? Did you understand how that applies to you as a human today? That's my job. But look at the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Hey, why don't I believe in the rapture? Because it's not in the Bible. He said we was going to be caught up. He didn't say when. And then if I go and I read Revelations, it said that the Antichrist is going to make war against the holy saints. So then they can't be the holy saints if they was left here. That would make God a liar. And it also never said he was coming back a third time. We know that there's going to be a number that comes out of great tribulation. But the people that will be meeting them is the people that have already died. That's when the angels of darkness and the angels of light are going to fight. It don't say nothing about a third coming. And the way that people make it, the church, so that they could keep people asleep, that's what they've been selling them. And I know because I was told the same thing. I believed in the rapture up until a few years ago, about 10 or 11 or 12 or 13, when I was like, wait a minute. Well, why do we say God's holy saints? Because if you was left here, that means you wasn't holy. That's why the graves will open first. Come on. And then we who are yet still alive, we going to see him coming on a cloud. This is why the Bible says study to show yourself approved, and quit listening to these pastors because they be lying. You hear me? They be lying. And most times they don't even be in study for real. They just regurgitating what they've been told and what they heard preached. Because most times their organizations won't even let them touch on certain stuff. They can't preach about it. And if they are, they're shunned. They're shunned. But here, we go and break every single thing down. I don't care. Sometimes we're on 3 scriptures for... we can be on 3 scriptures for 6 hours. Like, real life. Because once you reach... like, most times... you said teaching false information. The easiest way to see that, 2 things. Before you even get in the first 10 books of the Bible. Genesis 6. I say this all the time. And Joshua. It's some other ones, but Joshua 10:13, and even before that in the book of Kings and stuff, they list other books of the Bible right in your face. But pastors will never tell you to go look those books up. I know because I've been in plenty of churches, and when I would ask where is this book at, they would say, oh, it's lost, but it was right at the library. You can go into the religious history side of the library, and the book of Jasher is sitting right there. So you think God told them to lie to me in the church? Or do you think Hosea 4:6 came to pass, which is the pastors don't want to learn, and that's why they people don't have enough information and they're going to perish? Because they will lie and say they lost. But you can clearly go to Amazon and buy them. You can go to Barnes and Nobles and buy them. Josephus is in Barnes and Nobles. You know what else is over there? The book of Judas. The Testament of Judas is in there as well. For a minute, they had the Old Testament Supagrapha, with the book of Adam and Eve and the book of Enoch and the 12 patriarchs, which is the brothers of Joseph. They have their stories too. So they'll tell you they just good for this and that. But then, like, prime example, they'll say that the lost books are not good for salvation. But they don't even know that the alabaster box that the whore, Mary, broke on Jesus' feet had his umbilical cord or his foreskin in it from when he got circumcised at 8 days old. That's why that's so important. That's why we know how much it cost. Because first of all, the whore had the money to buy it. Second of all, it had, the reason we even use holy oil is because it's representative of his blood. And the reason being is because the oil that was poured on his feet had his blood and DNA in it. But you don't know that until you read the birth or the infancy of Jesus Christ. Because he was a real being. You believe that, right? So then what happened between birth and 11? The most detailed God on this planet didn't want us to know his son's story. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't to me. He wants you to know that he was born. He was foretold. He was born. What in the world am I getting this from? Well, you should know, you've been preaching 25 years. You never read Thomas's Gospel of the Infancy of Jesus Christ? Because the first miracle Jesus did was not water to wine. It was healing the nurse midwife that picked him up. Dang, that's crazy. Gotta do your research. Hold on, I'm going to show you where I got it from. Dang, that's spooky. Ooh, shoot, you better study for yourself. The Gospels, epistles, and other pieces now extant, attributed to the first 4 centuries. The first 4 centuries. And what's in here? Let me see what's in here. The book of Mary, his mama, she walked at 9 months old and she went to live in a monastery from 3 until she was getting ready to start her cycle. The Proto-Evangeline. Oh, these are Jesus' stories, the infancy of Jesus Christ, right there on page 38 and 60. The book of Demas, when Jesus went to hell. Nicodemus. No, you can go and read about when everybody stand up and say, "Oh, ye gates, be lifted up." They don't even know what that's from for real. That's when Jesus showed up at the gates and him and the homeboys went down there and tore up some stuff. You can read all about it in the book of Nicodemus. And the Bible talks about the book of Nicodemus, but it's not in your Bible, but it is in here. It is. The infancy of Jesus Christ, when he was sent to school because he lived a real life. And this is why people don't be believing that he was alive, and it's hard for them because the pastors won't go looking. But they get it over here, honey. We eat some full plate of food over here. We do. We eat some full plate of food over here, huh? You see that? The first gospel of the infancy of Jesus Christ. What? Christ born and circumcised in the cave. What you just said? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. And he writes all my scriptures. He gives me all my medicine in his room. All right. And see, then you get this book right here. This right here. This right here. And look how many books is in there. The Apocalypse of Abraham. The Apocalypse of Adam. I talked about how they all had scribes. That mean they got a story. The books of Enoch. Baruch. or Baruch, the life of Adam and Eve, because they lived. You don't think the first people got a story? You think they just lived 930 years? And we know that Eve died 6 days after Adam did. Hallelujah. Ain't that right? We know that, don't we? We know that Adam and Eve had 63 children. Which sister married which brother? You said what now? Joseph and Asenath. Very good story. The Maccabees, the Jubilees, the history of the 50 years. Each 50 years in Genesis. Okay, the rest of Ezra. And you don't want to know. The Testament of Solomon, which is where we found out that all the medicine is named after demons. What? You petty, Trinity. He said, yes, I sing it. You are crazy. You don't want to know the rest of God's story? That's why folks gonna get... You wonder why they didn't include these books, because it tells who they are. Because in this very book, it tells you that the Roman Catholic Church was going to be having illicit sex with little boys, and that they was sorcerers and idolaters, and they the ones that got people praying to idols, and they be drinking real blood, and they witches. And it's a whole bunch of scandals in Rome. It's in this book in here. So they knew 4,000 years ago, or however long this ago this was written, that they was going to be humping on them little boys. And it tells you in here. In the sibling oracles. Don't it, y'all? It do, it do, it do. It do, it do, it do. Oracle against Rome. What's it say there? With you are found adulteries and illicit intercourse with boys. Effeminate and unjust evil city, ill-fated above all. Alas, city of Latin vipers, unclean in all things. You mean they want this in the Bible? Absolutely not, they don't. Absolutely not. Because we would have known not to leave our children as altar boys with them, wouldn't we? Yes, we would have. Yes, we would have. We would have known, wouldn't we? Catholic Church regulates the Bibles that come in the country. And what is considered canon and wasn't in it. What isn't. And most of it is telling who they really are. That's why they didn't consider it canon. You said what now? You said what now? Ain't this what they got right there? Illicit intercourse with boys? And this was way long ago when this was... But this what's going on right now. It said they desired sorcery, spells, and witchcraft. And they the ones with all the relics, ain't it? Oh. Oh, man. No way. You were studying this earlier, Mr. Avery. I'm trying to tell you, that's why they didn't want it in there, because it tell who they is. And this is why the Bible said even the very elect. The church been rocked to sleep, baby, but we got our eyes wide open over here, honey. We's awake. Hello? We awake. You said why they keep it out. Because you will know that they ain't real. And they about to be right here with this Antichrist. That's why they kept it out. Yeah. Go look it up, Brendan. Do your studies on this place right here. You gotta do your... You gotta do your research on this place. You got to tell them no. I'm looking for the word. I'm not listening. You got to tell these pastors no. Because they be wanting to party. You got to tell. I didn't have to turn them down several times. I'm not going to pass the lie for y'all. You got to tell them no. Just tell them no, I'm going to study. The Bible said and I'm going to do it. You got to tell them no. Oh, shoot. They tried to tell me to quit reading. I said, no. God said, you a lie. No, because God is the one that led me to this. The truth shall always be revealed, and is. And I'm so thankful. The Lord gave me the truth to give to the peoples of the world. I'm so grateful. Why you laughing, Queen? Cuz These pastors told me a long time ago. Y'all know how many minister and bishop friends is? Y'all call them bishop and minister and reverend and apostle, and I call them whatever their name is and be cussing them out. I'm that one. Told y'all I've been teaching pastors and preachers a long time. This is not a joke. And I'm not trying to pop my collar. I'm just telling you what's facts. It's a lot of messages that I call my homeboys all over the country be like, ooh, guess what God showed me? And they'll play me like it's nothing. And then I get on their live and guess what they teaching about on Sunday? What we talked about on Tuesday. I don't say nothing. I just stay quiet. Because you was telling me I was crazy till you went and did your little research. And you ain't even got all the facts, and now you're going to teach on it. Sit down. Sit down somewhere. My brother is a pastor, and we're talking today about the Catholic Church being a part of the Antichrist. I'm trying to tell you. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Look, and I used to tell him, just because you don't want to know, don't stop nobody else from getting closer to God and understand it. Because if you go in the Bible when it says the people was going to get to the gate and be like, God, I prophesied in your name. I called out demons. I fed the poor. Sinners is not prophesying. Sinners is not laying hands on people talking about calling out. Sinners is not doing, the people in the world, the lost, as they say. So who is the people that was doing all that God's going to say, go away from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you? Because sinners is not trying to lay hands on nobody and cast out no worldly people. They're not doing that. It's the church folks. So who is the sinners that was doing iniquity that he never knew? Because it said, they like, oh yeah, they going to get to the gate. Wait a minute. It says that these people saying, God, I cast out demons in your name. I did this in your name. I did that in your name. And he said they're going to go away from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. Ain't the people... Sexy Red is not worried about laying no hands. She's worried about laying hands, but she ain't worried about calling out no demon. She gonna lay some hands. And Meg and all of them, all the hand action they be talking about they got. Okay, they gonna lay some hands, but they not talking about calling out no demon. They gonna feed the poor, but they not talking about they. So who are the workers of iniquity that did all of that? That God never even knew? Is it because you never even went to look like he said, to seek? Instead of just taking what's right in front of you? He said, I got mysteries in my word. He said, I have mysteries in my word. But you can't get them unless you come to me. You can't get them from your pastor. You got to come to me and ask me questions, and then I will show you my mysteries. Your pastors don't think like I think. And that's why I quit going to the pastors. And like even here, they can ask me questions, but I tell them, go, you ask me, you could have been asking Google or going to the library. Because what about when I'm gone? You need to be able to find the answers for yourself. And that's what I do over here. I teach people how to find the answers. And to look at, instead of just reading Genesis, to break Genesis down. Genesis will have you all in mythology and everything else, honey. Genesis will have you looking at who was the idol gods and who were the giants. Because if you stay in the beginning of the Bible, right, and you go and look up all the wars, the kings and all of that, you'll see the gods with dog heads. How was they going against, if these things didn't exist, how was they going against them? Hercules, all of it. They all listed in there. You know them by the Hebrew name. But when you start researching, they're going to tell you the Persian name or the Akkadian name. You're going to be like, oh my God, that's a false god. But how is it a false god if they was fighting against the Israelites? Because the Israelites had another name for them. Percy Jackson, all of it. I'm going to show you something. To those of you that don't know, please screenshot this because I'm not going to hold it up again. I promise I'm not. I love y'all. I'm only going to show this one time. I need you to get your screenshot fingers ready. Here you go. This is one of the most amazing books you'll ever have. It goes from dawn of civilization until now. What flows out? What, 16 feet? Is it 16 feet, 8 feet? It's long. Back and front, right? Now look here. Why with this is bloodlines. Do you see that? So in Persia, in Syria, Assyria, and Babylon, or the land of Shinar, there were centaurs and mermaids? Really? 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 Now what do they say right there? It's right here. See above Juno right there? Chaldea or Babylon. It said instead of the Chaldeic, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are herein given, as they are most commonly found in use. So anytime that you are reading Juno, Jupiter, Neptune, Vulcan, any of the Greek mythology, you're actually reading about the Assyrian and Babylonian kings, and this was not written by white people, black folks. It was written by white folks. It was just the Roman name, the Greek names for them. So when you're reading about, so then if you read in Greek mythology, and it tells you that it was mermaids and giants and beasts and monsters, and you find out that anytime you're reading about the Greek gods, you're actually reading about the Assyrians and the Babylonians, or as the Bible calls them, the Chaldeans. That means that all those monsters that are on all of those hieroglyphs and all those old broken down temples and those massive buildings with the monolithic structures were built by exactly what was in Genesis 6, the giants. And that they went into the animals and they created monsters, which would be half goat, half human, half humanoid, that had magical abilities because they taught the women magic. And all of the monsters are magic. All the fairies and all of the things that go bump in the night, they all had magic. I wonder why. Because their fathers were fallen angels. You can read this in Enoch, where it says they started to sin against the birds and the fish. All of that. It's in, not the, yeah, it is in this one. I have to say this every day, don't I? I do have to say this every day. I have to say this every single day. Y'all see how much? Every day I have to say this because the law started there. But let's just do it right here. Follow the angels. In those days, and you see his reference right there. See that Genesis 6, 1 and 4? So if you go read Genesis 6, 1 through 4, this is the exact thing that it's talking about. In those days when the children of men had multiplied, it happened there that there were born unto them handsome and beautiful daughters. And the angels of the angels, the children of heaven, we the children of earth, the angels are the children of heaven, saw them and desired them, and they said one to another, come and let us choose wives from ourselves among the daughters of men, and beget us children. What? What was it? What was it? And then what they do after that, they humped on them. Right there, see? And they took wives unto themselves. This is in Genesis as well. And everyone respectively chose one woman for himself. And they began to go into them and they taught them magical medicine. That's the first thing they taught them. Incantations, magic. The cutting of roots, magic. And taught them about plants, magic. And the women became pregnant right after that and gave birth to great giants whose heights were 300 cubits or 450 feet tall. The giants consumed the produce of all the people until the people detested feeding them. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. So the giants turned against the people in order to what? Eat them. And they began to sin against what? Birds, wild beasts, reptiles, and fish. This is when the Bible said all flesh had corrupted itself. This is what it was talking about, bestiality. But the angels were able to reproduce with these beings, and this is how we get our centaurs, our harpies, our reptilians, our mermaid people, or the marine kingdom. This is how they showed up right there. And then what happened? And their flesh was devoured one by another. Cannibalism. And they drank blood. Oh, vampires. And then the earth brought an accusation against the oppressors. I wonder why they took this out. Jack and the Beanstalk. Right. And this is also when they were created, is when the first famine came too. because their appetites were insatiable, and no food could. What do you feed something that's 450 feet tall? Hmm? What do you feed something that is 450 feet tall? No, but I can let you screenshot it. You want to screenshot it? Here you go. And you can read it. You're welcome. So if you go and you read Genesis 6 right now, what's it say? Let's go read Genesis 6, shall we? We still on Revelations. All right now. Let's read Genesis 6. Just really quickly. Genesis, the 6th chapter. Okay. What's that say there? It said the number of people on earth continued to increase. And when these people had daughters, the sons of God saw how beautiful they were. So they chose women that they wanted and they married them, and the women had their children. Right? Right under that, it says, during this time and also later, the Nephilim people lived in the land. They had been famous as powerful soldiers in the ancient times. The ancient times would be before the flood, right? No, that's the easy read. We're gonna read this in the NIV for the people that are used to reading it in that version. Let's see what it says here. Excuse me. What's it say there? It says, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans. So that means that these sons of God are not human. Because humans had already been multiplying. Humans had already, they wouldn't make a difference. If it was just people, they would have said people. In the other, in KJV, it say the sons of God. When the sons of God, when the men, when men were born into the earth and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God came down and saw them. So men had sons of men, not sons of heaven. Sons of men had already been multiplying. You said I can't look at the movies the same. No, because they've been telling you the truth the whole time and telling you it was myth. And the devil has been running through the churches telling people, oh, we don't read past the 6, and them books ain't no good. Lies. But the Bible talked about how we be in synagogues of Satan and don't even know it. When God is telling us seek and find as much information as you can about me, and I got mysteries hidden and come higher and go deeper, then it can't be, KJV can't be all that there is. And this is why Hosea 4, let's read Hosea 4, because I want y'all to understand. My folks already know, but I can tell we got a lot of new people here. Just so y'all don't think I'm not talking against the church, I want to show you something. And we read it in how we speak. We don't, they be reading all them these and thous, and that's why they don't be knowing what the hell is saying. I promise they don't. They be just as confused as I'll get out. And confusing other folks. This is why people done lost their faith in Christ, because folks don't be knowing what they talking about. We're going to read it in the easy read version. And I tell people, if you're new to studying the Bible, read it in the easy read, because do I think someone is coming to save us? No. No. What's it say? It said, people of Israel, listen to the Lord's message. So everywhere where it says priest, because we don't really call them priest. Thank you. Because we don't really call our pastors, we don't call them, I mean, if you Catholic, you do. But for the most part, we call them pastor, bishop, whatever. So Where it says priest, I'm going to put pastor. Is that okay with y'all? Because their priest and pastor are interchangeable, right? Or no? Do we agree that priest is interchangeable? Priest and pastor are interchangeable, just depends on what religion you're in. They still the same person. Okay. Here we go. I just need to read this because I can't show y'all and y'all. It says, people of Israel, listen to the Lord's message. The Lord has something. So we understand. I'm going to say church people where it say Israel because we read this. So we church folks, okay? Well, I'm not, but it's church folks, okay? Here we go. Church folks, listen to the Lord's message. The Lord has something to say against those who live in this land. The people in this land are not honest or loyal. They don't really know God. They are always cursing, lying, killing, stealing, and committing adultery. They unalive one person after another. So the country is like someone crying for the dead, and all of its people are weak. Even the animals of the field, the birds of the sky, and the fish in the sea are dying. No one should argue or blame another person. Now, we're going to turn this back. You see this? Pastors, right here, Hosea 4 and 6. Pastors, my argument is with you. Your pastors will fall in the daytime, and at night the prophet will also fall with you. And I will also destroy your mother. My people are destroyed because they have no knowledge. You pastors have refused to learn. So I will refuse to let you be pastors for me. You have forgotten the law of your God, so I will forget your children. They became proud and they sinned more and more against me. So I will change their honor to shame. Here we go. Hold on. The pastors fed on the people's sins. They wanted more and more of their sin offerings. So the pastors are no different from the people. I will punish them for the things they did. I will pay them back for the wrong things they did. They will eat, but they will not be satisfied. They will commit sexual sins, but they will not have babies. This is because a lot of our pastors are sleeping with men right now. This is because they left the Lord and became like prostitutes. You mean they don't preach unless they're getting paid? And they say what the people tell them to say because that's what hoes do? Hoes want a nice house and a nice apartment. What book is this? This is Hosea 4 and 6. They ain't preaching unless you put them up in a hotel. They not coming to visit unless they already know how much money they getting. And they only preaching what they told to preach, and that's it. Hoes do what they told. And the Bible said that the pastors have become like prostitutes. Oh, okay. It said they feed on the people's sins offering. They ain't going to tell you the truth because they want your money. You can keep your money. I'm about to bust your head open to the white meat. Keep your money. Keep it. They said they became like prostitutes right there. Oh, okay. And a lot of our pastors are committing sexual sins and they can't get nobody pregnant because they sleeping with men. They got boyfriends. And we could go on, but y'all can read it for yourself. Yeah. They don't care if you still sinning because they sinning too. Oh, I know, naughty Nisha. I know. We know about, and those banks are funded by the Vatican. I know. We know about the banks that tell them what they can teach and what they can't. We know. Yep. So Hosea 4 and 6 tells us all of what's going on right now. I just told y'all pastors to get on here and say, I'm not starting to teach until I get 10 gifts. Prostitutes don't move, honey, until they get paid. They don't move until the money calls, honey. And they're only doing what they're paid for and nothing more. Do you hear me? And you have to treat a hoe good or she's not coming back to service you. Okay. Y'all see how these hoes is right now? They want Birkins and stuff, and before they didn't even show the nigga they worth it, they want something. Oh, you ain't showed not damn value, but you want something, right? I'm just saying. That's biblical. That's all word right there. You can look it up in every version, and it's gonna say the same thing. What's going on right now? And I'm not saying there ain't no good ministers out here, and it ain't none, but the majority, Bible Gateway. We use Bible Gateway because you can even read some of these lost books. They're on there too. The 14 books that they took out of y'all Bible is on Bible Gateway. You can read them in the Good News translation and a couple other ones. They got the 1611 on there. They got they even got Spanish versions on there. It's all on one line. Yeah. If you go to BibleGateway.com or .org, it's so many versions of the Bible in there. And you can even have them set up side by side. What is it, 3 or 4 at a time? I think up to 3. So you could have the KJV open, the NIV, and the NLT, or the 1611, the whatever versions you want to read. They got all the study Bibles in there. They got the Geneva Bible on there. It's a whole bunch of them on there. A whole lot of them. So you can read the Bible on that Bible Gateway app in several different versions so you can compare. Let me show y'all. So if you hit this, little button right there, the double books, see that? Oh, come on. See that? You just hit this. Boom. If I hit it again, see? So now I can read in the King James, the easy to read, and the New International Version all at one time. So you can fact check whatever you want to fact check right there. You see it? So you just hit this little button and it'll bring up other, and you can go. So if you want to study, you can. And the lost books of the Bible, not all of them, but a lot of them are on that website as well. And it's either BibleGateway.org or .com. Great study tool. Great study tool. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me a minute. Do I have a list of books to start reading? These. Because this is all the information that's in there. It got a whole bunch of books. This will take you more than 10 years to get through if you do it right. You could be studying this for 20 years and still won't see everything in here. Ain't it right? How long y'all had y'all books and y'all just, I have no idea what that's talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about. You can buy these on Amazon. Honestly, it's a little bit harder to find them because we didn't bought them all. But if you can find them, you can find them on Amazon, a couple other websites. Just look up James Charles Worth. You said 3 years and barely scraping the surface. Come on. Because I'm not talking about that. So should I stop talking about what I'm talking about to talk about what you want to talk about when I'm... How about you get on your live and talk about it, and then if I find you, I'll listen. How about that? Instead of trying to control my conversation on my live. You do realize I'm CERCA TROVA and you not, right? I don't got to talk about nothing I don't want to talk about. And I'm not dismissing you. I don't have to answer your question at all if I don't want to. Let me go to the bathroom. Rabbit hole after rabbit hole. Listen here. I'm trying to tell you. And I don't be trying to be rude, but y'all got to understand, I answer questions all day, and you got to be specific. And sometimes y'all ask real rude. Oh, okay. You all right, Pumpkin? I'm sorry, too. Sometimes Auntie be a little irritated. You know how this Beyonce's internet is. People be trying to be smart until they become a part of the community. Like that, where you at? Is you still in here, Mr. Man that was talking crazy? Now you talking about you need to go get these books. Is you going to be a part of the university now? And quit talking crazy to people before you know? Where is you at? I seen you talking about you got to go get them books. Where you at? Is you still here? You could be a part. Welcome to WOIU. I'm the dean. I start seeing them comments change. I'm being funny, but I'm also being serious. Hey, you can come on and be a part of it. Just go to the website, CERCA TROVA 22. I teach a lot of teachers. And you want to be able to say that you learned everything that you could to give to the souls. The Bible talks about the shepherds waxing fat and the sheep are starving. That's in the word. They know things exist, but they won't go get it. So y'all sheep is starving and they're losing faith in God because a lot of folks can't answer their questions, and so they make up stuff. That's not okay. You got to go looking. If God has put you over souls, you have a responsibility. That's why I've been getting asked to teach for masses a long time, for over 20 years. I only had one kid the first time I got asked to teach at a mega church for their youth. I was only 17. And I've been getting asked ever since then, but I didn't want to teach in the church because you're not going to control what I say. Because if God tell me to say something and I know a soul is on the line, I'm going to say it. I'm not worried about if nobody don't like me. No, because if God has ordained me to do something and I let an organization or a bishop or a minister stop me, I still got to give an account for that. I can't say my pastor told me not to say it. Especially if God has given me a mantle to be a watchman for souls. You ain't helping nobody by not finding the information. There are people here that have gotten off drugs, gotten out of certain relationships, quit cheating on their husband, quit abusing. All kinds of stuff, cheating time at work. There's several things, and I didn't have to browbeat them. We just read the word and study. Okay. Well, I don't know about the first ever Bible, but are you talking about the Kebra Nagast? You talking about the Kebra Nagast? The Ethiopian books. The Kebra Nagast. Yeah, that's the Ethiopian Bible. We have some here. Just the Ethiopians have the oldest recognized canon and the most recognized canon. And we got 2 Ethiopian Bibles back there. You have the Kebra Nagast. We do have it here. It's here somewhere. Where are you? I think it's up top. We got it in here somewhere. I think it's up here. Let me see. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. I don't know. It's in one of these places. Oh, there it is. This. You talking about the story of Sheba and King Solomon, baby? They had a fiery love story. And they son looked just like Nipsey Hussle and his people. You can see Nipsey's features all in. When you see Nipsey, you're looking at Solomon's face. That's exactly Nipsey is what Solomon looked like, fine as hell. And that's why he had all of it. Yeah. They have okay, so you got to know, let me tell you. There are people that go and read these books, right? They go and they read these books and then they name it something else. Because in the okay, let me show you what I mean by that. The Dead Sea Scrolls, this book, and I think it's in my room. It is in my room. I think it's still in my room. Let me go look in my room real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I knocked down my Rika hat. Just gonna put you right there. These 3 books, Hosea 4. Oh, the Codex Sinaiticus, yeah. So listen. A lot of times that's the Pope who it's all the same books. Like these 3 books have a lot of the same books in them. And the book I showed you. But this is called the Dead Sea Scrolls. But it has the Book of Enoch. It has the Gospel of the Ebionites, the Egyptians in it. So does this one. But this is called the Nag Hammadi. And then it's also in the Old Testament Supagrapha. So I've read the Book of Enoch in like 3 or 4 different books. You hear me? I done read the Infancy of Jesus Christ in 2 different books. You see what I'm saying? Just like when people say, oh, well, have you read the Emerald Tablets? Yes, but I haven't read them under the name the Emerald Tablets. I read them in here under the name the Shepherd of Hermas. Okay? So in here, the Emerald Tablets is called the Shepherd of Hermas. And I know because one of my exes, he's real heavy into Egyptology. And he was like, you need to read the Emerald Tablets. You need to read the Emerald. I'm like, send them to me. I said, I read this before in the Shepherd of Hermas. I said, this ain't nothing but the Shepherd of Hermas. It's the same book. One person called it the Emerald Tablet. Somebody else called it the Shepherd of Hermas. Exact same information. Just like if you go and read mythology, you're reading about the Bible. So a lot of people that say they don't believe in the Bible, but they love Marvel and they love DC, they don't even know they're watching the Bible. God is going to get you the information however you got to get it. He don't care that you don't want to read the Bible, but you'll watch mythology. Okay, it's still the same story. You're still reading about the wars and watching about the wars that was happening in Kings and all of that. They got a couple different ones. It's just, it don't really matter which one. This one is by Michael Wise. They got a couple different ones. This one's by Michael Wise. Yeah, all of Marvel and DC. Yeah. Hosea. You got to look in the Bible, honey. Look up Hosea 4. Or say it in Google. It'll bring it up on your Google. Yeah. Cyclops from X-Men, Noah had that ability. Cyclops from X-Men, Noah had that ability. When he was born, he scared the hell out of his daddy. His daddy ran to his grandfather Methuselah and said, I think my wife cheated on me with an angel. I think my wife cheated on me with an angel. He said, I don't think he mine. We need to go to Maury. He said, what you mean? Yeah, because when Noah opened up his eyes, it said the light in his eyes was brighter than the sun. Ain't that what Cyclops do? He can't open his eyes. You got to keep them glasses on. Scared the hell out of him. I don't think so. And he said, boy, they went to Enoch, and Enoch said, that is your son. But that special ability, he's going to need it. Don't it make it, ain't it crazy that God made him a lighthouse? And he was going to be in the dark? All that rain and hurricane weather, and they can't see, and it's just water. So it made sense that God made him a lighthouse. No, Enoch is not a son of the angel. Noah's not a son of the angel either. He just it was in his bloodline. But no, he wasn't the son of an angel either. He just had the ability. His hair he was albino. He was albino. Noah was an albino. Noah was an albino. Yeah. Noah was an albino. Why else would his daddy be scared that he was white? This in Africa now, before everybody had left. Before the earth was 7 pieces and the earth was all connected, the only reason they would be scared that he was an albino or freaked out as if everybody was black still. White folks ain't going to be tripping that they had a white baby. But he was like, this nigga, I think she cut out, I think she had a side piece, and I think it was an angel. In real life. Yeah. The only reason you would be scared that your baby was white is if you was black and both of the parents was black. And he ran to his daddy, scared the hell out of him. So he ran to his daddy, and then they went to his daddy. Enoch said, nigga, that's your kid. Quit tripping. He got something big he gonna do at the end. Don't worry about it. He gonna need them eyes and everything. You cool. Just get him some glasses. The flood of Noah was to wipe out the giants and all the monsters they created. These guys. It's already down here somewhere. I done already took the book down. But where? But where are ya? All of the Tartarians that they told you was fake. See? The Codex of Extinct Animals, right? Right? Yeah, get him some glasses. He'll be all right. These beings is why the earth had to be flooded. These guys. Right? And these guys. In the lost books of the Bible. Is it the Testament of Moses, y'all? It's called The Resurrectionist. And if they never seen it, how can they go into detail about this? Like the muscular structure. How do they know this unless they've actually looked at it? It's called The Resurrectionist. How do they know this? All of our genetic disorders are named after these beings. I'm really about to show y'all something. Y'all see this? The harpy. Ain't this what was her name? Isis. They tell you in Egyptian history, this is what Isis was. She was a harpy. Go look at her feet. And then let's go back here, because if y'all ain't never seen this, show me how you can do this right here. How do you know this? But what's even more concerning is this. How do you know that it's an embryo, a harpy egg, embryo at 3 days, embryo at 7 days, embryo at 3 weeks, embryo with an egg tooth, fully developed at 5 weeks? How do you know this if you've never seen it? How do you know? That's a hell of an imagination. You can tell me what the scrotum of one looks like, the testes, and the uterus? That's very interesting. Y'all is like, you have to be one of the most amazing. That your imagination is just crazy. You can tell me the muscular structure, the bone structure of and have the names and everything. How you do that if it's not real? That's interesting. You never seen it, but you just know how to put the muscles in there and stuff. You know exactly how their vertebrae looks. Really? That's interesting. Very interesting to me that you can break down this. A doctor wrote this book. A real medical doctor. He was an MD. Oh, yes. And when you look and you see that all of our genetic disorders are named after these beings, Cyrenomylia. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If y'all remember, these kind of people used to be in the carnivals, remember? I put this slash on wrong. Y'all remember these kind of people used to be in, some of them still in the carnivals. I already said it like 15 times. The resurrectionist. I even just showed it. It was on that page. The page I just showed you, where I showed you his name, it had the name of the book with the resurrectionist. They already showed y'all with the movie Sweet Tooth on Netflix what they've been doing. That's Sweet Tooth. Who watched Sweet Tooth on Netflix? If you ain't never watched Sweet Tooth, you just need to go watch Sweet Tooth to see that that's true. If you watch Sweet Tooth, you'll know that ain't far-fetched, because if they didn't put it on TV, they didn't already did it. If they didn't already made a show about it, baby, they already did it. Already did it. They used to be in the carnivals that would come through. You have seen some of those on American Horror Stories. Yeah. They've been telling y'all on TV what the truth was. Y'all just didn't believe it. The Bible said at the end times women was going to be giving birth to monsters. They was the main at the Texas State Fair. I'm trying to tell you. Ripley's Believe It or Not. All of them. So they've been telling you. But if they think that you think it's fake, they can show you the real thing. Freak shows. Exactly. They be real. Y'all just be thinking they fake. So I don't gotta lie to you if I put it in your face. And you think it's some kind of trick, but it's the truth. The easiest way to hide something is in plain sight. You hear me? The easiest way to hide something is in plain sight. You just finished it. Or in a book. Yep. In a book or in plain sight. But the easiest way to hide something is right in plain sight. This I know, because I've done it. Hitting all kinds of things. The person didn't even know what they were looking at. Yeah. I seen a little bit of it. Y'all know I don't sit and watch all that stuff. Y'all know this. But I did watch a little bit of his interview. But I already know I'm not gonna sit and watch all of that. Yeah. I watched some of it. When he was talking about relativity and he was talking about space and the square root of stuff and all of these different things. I watched a little bit of it. How many new students we got? We've been getting new students every day. Every day. Should I save her? I want to be saved. Should I save her? I want to be saved. Let me quit messing with y'all. Oh, man. They want to be saved, Lord. They don't want the church, but they want to be saved. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Now, let me quit messing with y'all. Oh. And what I said about Marvel is that it's all biblical. The characters in there are biblical. You said I've been following you for years, but never really be in my lives. Would our lives be lit? I don't even really post content no more because our lives be so lit. Do I, y'all? That's why y'all ain't seen hardly no videos from me. I guess I don't be caring if I get likes or not. We do our lives and that be it. We post them on YouTube. We go on to the next thing. But we done got over 1,000 videos. We racked it up. Rack City. We got a whole rack of classes in 2 years, honey. In 2 years and 2 months we did. And that wasn't even with me doing it every day. So you got to know how hard I've been working. Racks on racks on racks on racks on racks. Rake it up. Oh, break it down. Like literally. Your sister sent you over here to tell sis, what's up, Niecy Pooh? We got grandmas, granddaddies, great uncles, 10-year-old kids, little kids who will fight their mama at 1 year old if they can't see their TT circle. Because they want to see her dressed up in costumes like the biblical people and stuff. We got 5-year-olds that tell their mama, I want my own Bible. Because when TT is reading, I need to write my own notes. I don't want to share with you. Husbands and wives don't be wanting to share their books because they be in class too, honey. Come on in. Come on in. And we accept everybody long as you ain't talking stupid. We don't care what religion. We don't care if you was raised as a Satanist, baby. Do you want to learn or not? We got people that used to be witches here that are not witches no more. And they came in, my girl, y'all know who she is. She said, I'm a witch. I said, okay, but do you want to learn? Come in and sit down. You got your notebook and stuff? She said, I'm really a witch. Okay, what does that have to do with me? Do you want to learn or not? And now she don't even do witchcraft at all. She said, I know I wouldn't have been accepted in the church. You wouldn't have, but you accepted over here, because how can I teach you if I push you away? You ain't never going to get the word of God if I'm pushing you out the church. So come on in and have a seat. And now she don't even do tarot cards. She don't do nothing with no witchcraft no more. It's people in here that had altars in their house and started tearing them altars down, babe, throwing them in the trash. They was praying to rocks. Asking rocks to up. Somebody posted this. I said, I have got to take a picture of this. Look at this. When I say absolutely hilarious. Where's the screenshot? Look at this mess. This is what I be talking about. Rock God. I'm about to show y'all. Y'all probably already seen it. The awkward moment when you have to save your God because it cannot save itself and therefore it cannot save you either. Y'all see it? Let me turn this brightness down a little bit. Hold on. Look at that. You got to save your God because he can't save you either. And I told you. I told y'all. God said you praying the rocks that you molded with your own damn hand. Somebody molded that and you asking that and it can't save you or itself. Okay. And he's a living God and you wonder why he be mad. Because he allowed... Niggas is carrying their guys on their back. Okay, God, I got you. Don't worry. I got you. I'm going to keep you safe. I got you. Don't worry about it. What? My God is living. He is not. He's everywhere. He ain't in one place. He can't be replicated. He's not a stone or a piece of wood. He's real. He's living. Thank you, Jesus. Because Lord have mercy. So get that in your mind every time somebody tell you to pray to a rock God. You going to have to save it because it can't save you. I saw that. I said, if this ain't what we be talking about in class, this is exactly what I mean when people be praying to their bracelets and holding their necklace saying, keep me. My grandmother gave me this necklace. It's going to keep me safe because your grandma was a witch and she gave you an enchanted necklace. But I know people that done got their brains blowed out and chest blowed out and the cross was in the inside of the blowed out part. So what does that mean? Your grandma gave you an enchanted necklace, a charm. That's why it was doing whatever it was doing. Okay, never mind. You're going too far, CERCA. You're going too far. What? Jesus ain't even on the cross no more. So why is you wearing that? I mean, not to keep... I wear it as jewelry, but I ain't wearing it to... Oh, this cross is going to keep me safe. No, he got up off the cross. The work he did on the cross keeps you safe. That's how he's omnipresent. Wait a minute. You said what? Grandma had the kids drinking the same crazy Kool-Aid. I'm trying to tell you. Do you have any pics of August 6th? It seems silly, but Psalms 91 will be needed in 91 days prior. What do you mean, do I have any pics? What are you talking about? Generational curses, any info? Yeah, you need to study this. Your books are on the way. Good job. Good job. Get these? And when you understand the demons and how they work, you can start getting rid of the because a generational curse ain't nothing but a demon that's attached itself to a family. And because y'all pastors is telling y'all not to understand the spiritual realm, then it continues to be a generational curse. So when someone says that a rosary that was prayed for over by a priest and they give it to you, it's an amulet. It's a charm. Y'all see a lot of y'all symbols from the Catholic Church enough? And there go the angel seals down there at the bottom and stuff. But look, what's an amulet, a talisman, and a charm? What's on your necklace? What they call that thing that dangle from your necklace? What's that called? And normally it has some kind of stone in it or, oh. Well, if you look at Enoch, it talks about how they taught them enchantments. And then they taught them how to extract metal out of the rocks. The fallen angels did. So they taught them the enchantments, and then they taught them how to enchant things like this. So when they hold it a certain way and say a certain mantra like, I have the power, that, they light up. See, this should have been a ruby right here, is what this should have been. And it's the magical rock. Thundercats, ho. You stay over there. You stay over there now. Don't come over here messing with us, and we won't come over there messing with you. The enchanted swords, like, what's the name of the enchanted sword from, what's the name in the round table? Ain't Excalibur an enchanted sword? Excalibur was an enchanted piece of metal. Oh. They have enchanted swords that stayed on fire the whole time they was fighting. No, Excalibur was not Moses' staff. Moses' staff was a piece of wood off the tree out of the garden that Adam got to have. And that's the same one that Elijah used. It's a few people that got it. Thank you. Yeah. That's why the wizards try to copy off of Adam and they have a magical staff. But they had to put a jewel or something in the eyes of theirs. Moses' staff didn't have none of that. Because it literally came from Adam. And it came, that one piece of wood that Elijah or Elisha split the water with, and not the water, but Moses did the thing with, all of them. Abraham used it. There's a few of them that had it. And it was Adam's actual staff. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Moses. Adam's actual staff. But there was other people that did miracles with it that parted water. That's just the one that they put in there. But there was other ones. They're just not in the Bible. So the wizards, the reason they always had a staff with them was to copy off of Adam, because Adam asked for certain things and God gave him a staff. This is why you always see the old African men with a certain piece of wood and they take it everywhere. Normally the medicine man has a staff and he might wave it over you and all of that. That's because Adam was the first one with a staff, but he had the magic stick. There's even a name from where that came from. Adam had the first magic stick. True statement all the way down. He He had this one and the other one. First magic stick. Yeah, you see how that worked out? Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Right. And magic sticks can drive you crazy and make you do stuff you don't want to do. They just hypnotize you and stuff. So it looked like the same stuff been happening the whole time. What about the 1,000-year reign of Jesus? That comes after the War of Armageddon. But I'm just saying. And do. Yeah, you busting out. I bust the windows out your car. What old girl say? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. My baby's not home. He's probably laid somewhere with a dancer. That kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, Rafiki and the Lion King had one, right? Listen, I'm just saying. Y'all don't want to talk about it. It's the truth. The staff, is that spelled different as staff from employees? I don't think so. And they be controlling people. Yes, they do. Words have power. You hit it on the nail. Thank you, Miss Longoria. I just read the Book of the Jubilees, and wow, it's very good, isn't it? Very interesting. Filling all the gaps, a lot, not all of them, but it fills in a lot of the gaps of Genesis, right? So now when you go back and read Genesis, you'll actually know what happened in between there. Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm working, I'm with about 9-10 months to 45, something like that. I'm excited about it, if God let me live that long. But, yeah, so this is why you can't just study the Bible with just the Bible. Because if the Bible said they went against the Assyrians, then you need to be researching the Assyrians to see why God didn't like them. Jafar has a staff too, and he's an evil sorcerer. And the men with Moses had staffs as well. And when they threw theirs down, it became a snake. Whatever Moses was able to do, those two, Janus and Jambres was their names. They were able to too. That's in here as well. In this book, I don't know if it's this one or the other one. Is it book 2, y'all, or book 1? It's in here. Okay. Let me see if we can go back here and find it. Oh, this is volume 2. I'm sorry. How about you just go to the table of contents, girl? 427. These are the 2 magicians that went up against Moses. This is their story. And it talks about how one of the older brother that had the Book of Shadows, first of all, they mama was encouraging them to go against Aaron and Moses, the mama. It's always some old messy mama in behind some trouble. Okay, that can't keep to herself and she unhappy with her life, trying to live her life through her kids. That ain't nothing new about that. And so she was a witch as well. So Janus and Jambres' mama told them to go up because Moses and Aaron was causing problems for them. So they had a Book of Shadows. They had a real Book of Shadows. And it also talks about how once he hit him with the flick of the wrist. Let me show you. Where is my... After while everybody was sitting around and they was trying to clown Moses and Aaron, after he hit that flick of the wrist, the last thing that he did to oppose Moses, guess what happened? As soon as he hit the flick of the wrist to do that spell or incantation, an angel showed up that only he could see. Mind you, they in the courts. It's all of these people watching this. But the angel showed up and said, hey, buddy. He's like, hold on, I'm doing my big move now. He's like, no. I need you to listen. Hey, guy. Understand that since you oppose Moses and stuff, you got stomach cancer and you got about, what did it say, 7 days to live? I think you said 7 days. 7 days. He said, so you might want to get your affairs in order. Because, yeah, that was a great magic trick you did. Yep, I see. You opposed them. Yeah, right. But spirit of death will be here to get you. And then his brother, once his brother died, he gave him his book of shadows before he died. Straight said, you get on up out of here, and did. And so then the brother was like, oh man, I can't believe my brother dead like 7 days. Like we didn't even see it coming. Boom. What happened? He went and did necromancy and did the exact same thing that the witch of Endor did, and brought his brother's shade up and asked him. And he said, no, he said he was right with everything he did. He said, don't oppose them. Get your life right. You do not want to come here where I'm at. He basically told him, throw that dang book of shadows away, and you better start repenting, because you're going to be over here with me just shortly. Because we should have never went up against Moses and Aaron. And their God is real. He got stomach cancer as soon as he went up against Moses and Aaron. Once he did that last flick of the wrist and did his last incantation or spell, instantly cancer was put into his body, and he had stage 4 and 7 days to live. Tell me that's not crazy. Oh yes, in that book, Janus and Jambres, that I just showed you. See how she just make the book come to life and the events. Listen here, cause like us. I don't know how people be reading them. I don't know. It's too juicy for me, honey. They got all the drama. It's better than any reality show you will ever read if you get the rest of the story. You said this what happens when you get a real gift teaching the real context. Man, and it be so juicy. It's so freaking juicy. Why would it be stuff that be going on in your life? Like, this is my cousin and her baby daddy and her messy mama. You hear me? You get to see your family members like, this Kim Kardashian them is in here and everything, for real. Kris Jenner, she the girl that got John the Baptist's head taken off. She told her daughter, now look, this is what you gonna do, baby girl. I'm about to put you on. Come here. I need you to do something for me. I need you to go get the remember that little outfit we've been shopping for? Yeah, and remember that little dance, the bend and pop? I'm going to need you to work that. I'm going to go on and get that pole put out there. We got a dinner coming up. And when he asks you what he wants, you tell him you want John the Baptist's head on the platter. Now, you give him the dance of his life. You better, this is for us. That John the Baptist, he's been a headache for me, and I need to get rid of him. And you're going to dance for him, so that you got to, give him all you got, girl. Strip tease. This is what we need you to do. Her own mama? And that, she danced so good, that nigga said, I give you up to, half of my kingdom if you come, go on and bring that here, girl. Go on and bring, here. You mean I can have the mama and the daughter? Bet. This is in your Bible. Use her own daughter to dance for her husband. It's women doing that right now. You said you got me on the floor. Okay, so how was you reading that any other way? It's right there in the Bible. Y'all didn't get that when y'all read it? It said she danced so good for the... I used to be a dancer, so I can clearly see this. Just keep pulling out your... This. No. Another dance. No. You don't gotta go nowhere. Hold on. Let me go to the ATM. I'll be right back. I know this. So I can already imagine the scene. Honey, he didn't see nobody but her. Nobody. That's a hell of a dance. That's like Rick Ross saying, that dance was so good, I'm giving you half of everything I own. What? What kind of dance you giving? Because maybe I wasn't giving the right ones. I wasn't giving the right dances, I don't think. You mean these is the dance moms and stuff? Huh? The cheer moms and the pageant moms, you mean? It be men in that crowd with your baby with that big old face of makeup on and in them skimpy outfits. And don't they get people that donate to them? And the better they perform, the more money they get. The more opportunities they get to be seen, to showcase their talent. Ain't this what we be talking about or no? And I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just saying, it don't go so far crazy on Kris Jenner. Because we got some Kris Jenners. Mm-hmm. They dancing in front of old white men or whoever. But you see what I'm saying? People that prey on children. Right or no? Yes? Who you blowing kisses at? The judges? The grown people? JonBenet Ramsey. Come on now. I have no idea. So, think about it before you be judging other folks. Make sure you ain't in the same line of Kim Kardashian mama. My daddy warned me about this and taught me about baby Ramsey. Oh, yes. Yeah, some of y'all wasn't alive or y'all was just born when that happened. I think I was like 16 or 17. I was pregnant with my son, I think, when JonBenet got killed. She would have been like 6 years older than my son. So she'd have been, what, like 34 or something right now? Because he 27. Mm-hmm. Same thing they be doing to these babies that they want to be child stars. Ain't nothing different. They prostitute their children out for money and fame. Ain't that what the Nickelodeon story is about? And all of the Disney Channel stars? Ain't y'all finding out they was getting assaulted by all of these old nasty people in the industry? And their parents was making them do it? You said that's... Wait a minute, what now? You said that's crazy. Your son a year younger than me, and you look early 30s. Girl, no, I'm about to be. I just turned 44. My son 27. Mm-hmm. I got 27, 25, about to be 22, and about to be 21 are my children. And I got 4 grandbabies technically, 3 biological, 4 because I adopted another little grandbaby, Nene. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, I got to run to the restroom again because I'm always drinking something. Yeah. You said, well, we're laughing. Obviously, they suffered. What do you mean? We not laughing at the pain. We laughing at the parents. That's what I believe happened to Amanda Bynes. Yeah, and what's that other girl name? That her hair don't grow, and she always got the fake long ponytail on. What's her name? What's her name? Ariana Grande. Her too. Y'all seen what them lines they had her reading upside down like she was in a corn video? All of them. Brittany, all of them. I told y'all what I be doing. My daughter used to want to be, and I know she could have been one. I know they would have picked because she was good. Yep, and that's why I told y'all what I used to do every time they had the Disney tryouts. I would wait just in case till I knew the parking lot was gonna be full. And so I didn't lie. I said, we're gonna drive down there and see what happens. We're gonna drive by every time because I already know they didn't quit doing the casting calls. We get there just when they was finishing every single time. And she said, Mommy, they always close up really fast. Yes, they do, baby, and there's no parking. Let's go on home. Maybe next time. I'm going to take you down there because I said I'm going to take you down there. But if you think I'm signing you up for that, and I would tell my kids why I didn't want them to, and now they understand. They always used to come to Indy pretty much when we was in Arizona. They was there. And it's like, God dang, it's like these people is following us. It's weird how soon as they turn 18, they get wild, girl. Yeah. But they already be wild, but they be under them contracts, so they can't do certain things. But these are all... I never understood why y'all got these babies at these big old parties like the Met Gala and stuff. We can't see in there, but a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old can. That don't make no sense to me. What's so private that we can't see, but your children can? The babies and stuff, the 9 and 10-year-olds. And half the time y'all completely naked when y'all walking up in them gowns and stuff. So y'all think that's appropriate for the kids to see, but not us? Grown folks that know what a naked body look like? Something ain't right. Yeah, that part. Jaden them didn't been in there and they wasn't 18, I don't think. Jaden wasn't 18 the first time he went to a Met Gala, was he? It's a lot of them that don't be 18 that be getting in that Met Gala. So they can go in there. Babies can go in there and see what goes on there, but the public can't. Yeah. That's why the opportunities I had to take certain things, I did not. Because I knew what it was because I had read He Came to Set the Captives Free. This book, if you ever want to be famous, will detour you from that. Who read this before? Won't this book detour you from wanting to be in Hollywood? And ain't it crazy that my mama made me read this in 1994 or 1993? And everything that's going on in our world with Diddy and all of them is in here. And so when I was out in my life and I used to run into stars, I used to be like, no, because I know what y'all do. I know exactly who you are, and I know what y'all doing on Hollywood Hills. And they would look at me like I was crazy. You said chapter 16. Oh, okay. So, if this don't get you together about wanting to be famous and being around the stars, baby, and just think, like I said, I read this before I was 14 to 15 years old. So by the time I got out in the streets and was running into people and working at the airport and running into all these stars and stuff, I already knew what was up. I'm not going nowhere with y'all. Yeah. Honey, this book right here will change your whole understanding of everything. Dark said, and will. Oh, that's Dr. K. Dr. Cajun said, Rebecca. All of it. My auntie is a Hollywood talent agent. She tried to come in talking to mine about being a child star. If you don't get you, that's when you hit her in the throat like, get out. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Y'all would not believe the people I have met, and I know exactly how I go, and you hit them in the throat real quick. Don't even let them finish that statement. I wish you would. You said what? Oh, auntie, I did not mean to hit you in your throat. I didn't fail. Better not ever ask to put my kids in a makeup. I can't even put on a swimsuit and too many people around. No. Accidentally fell into your throat. Where that crazy came from. Out your throat. Your cousin wasn't so lucky. Oh, I know. Listen, I know plenty of people. I'm trying to tell you. I know plenty of people. And like I said, oh, this and all that. This all smokescreen. I know this. But when you want to be famous, you'll do anything. Anything. Yeah. Oh, I know. Even modeling. Girl, that's where they started it. The modeling is the bait for the big house. That's why I didn't let my daughters model either. They wanted to do that. I said, you'll not be left with not another. Listen, when I didn't start modeling until 25. They thought I was younger than what I was. I didn't lie. I told the truth. But they thought I was younger. So first thing I do when I went in there, they try to hand me some wine. I don't drink. And at that time, I really didn't drink. I might have a glass of wine every once in a while, like once a year. So here they are thinking I'm a young person. Don't know I'm really grown with 4 kids. And I'm seeing what they's doing to these little 16-year-old girls. Mom, oh, okay, that's fine. Yep. Drop them off. They got their daughters posing nude, drunk, tipsy. Hurry up and give them some water before their parents come to get them. I seen it all. And they tried to play me, but I was grown already. I just looked younger than what I was. So I was shooting with younger people. But baby, I'm not no fool. You want to do this shoot at 9:30 at night. Why you can't do it during the day? Why do this shoot always have to happen after 6? After 7, when a person's body is starting to relax? Y'all not slick? Yeah, that's what they do. That's exactly what they do. You're not about to get me. I'm about to go. And I'm not doing nothing I don't want to do. So, that being said, I'll be right back, y'all. Y'all better start looking into stuff deeper. Matter of fact, can y'all look in y'all demon books real quick and find a couple of names and teach the class while I'm gone? Give me about 2 minutes. Sorry, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. So, if you new here, we got over 1,000 classes on YouTube. Yes. We got over 1,000. We have over 1,000 classes on YouTube under our live tab. If you enjoyed yourself, if you learned something, if you want to learn more, if you always felt like there was more to the Bible, but it just ain't there, you were right. That was God like thumping you on your ear saying, it's more, it's more, it's more. So with that, I say go looking. Seeking you shall find. And your answers, knock and the door will be open. Like it's a real thing. Ask and you gonna get what you ask for. Okay. Thank you. Listen, it's more. It's a lot more. And it'll make your toes wiggle and you won't even what's my YouTube CERCA TROVA 22. It's the same as this. Yeah. Well, don't make them angry. You know, I try not to make them angry because making them angry, I mean, you gonna make them angry because you telling them something they ain't never heard before, but like it's a way to do it where you can beat up on them and still want them, they'll want to come around. You can beat up on them and they don't even know why they want to come back the next day and get dotted in their eye and chopped in their throat and they like stomp on their foot, hit them in the neck, headbutt them, and then they come back the next day. Why are you laughing at me, Trini? Yeah, it's the truth. I've been beating up on y'all for about 2 years now. Every day. You said yes, and we still hear that part. Yep. I take pride in it. I take pride in busting your head to the white meat. I love it. You know, now some of the people, they've been here a long time, so they didn't have to hear these stories almost every day. And it's not that we talk about the same thing. It just always leads back to the same thing. I swear you just like Jim Carrey. Hilarious. I love him. He's one of my favorite actors. And he's one of the smartest people. Like, if you really sit down and listen to Jim Carrey, he's very smart. I said, send me a sister auntie to show me more books. And here you are. That part. It is. Love the way it feels. Laugh out loud. It never gets old. Because we're always learning something else. We always learn it. Like, it's always something on top of what we already learned. And then we be like, see, this is why we know his thinking ain't our thinking. I'm going to be honest. That whole chemo thing is still messing me up. As many times as we looked up demons. Because I don't know everything. I don't know all of them. I'm still learning. There's a lot I do know, but I'm still learning. And I like that. I don't ever want to get to the point where I feel like I know everything. Because then what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. That's going to be boring as hell. So you know everything by 45. Well, what you going to do for the next 30 years? Nothing. I want to learn something new every single day. I don't care what it's about. Bad or good, I want to learn. Because even if I'm learning bad, I learn what not to do. So you just know everything. Your life going to be boring as hell. It's going to be boring. Your toes ain't never going to wiggle. He make our toes every time we read something and then we go and study something else. He make our toes wiggle every day. We learning over here, and yes, and it feel real good too. You feel more connected to Christ. You feel you understand more of His Bible and the stories, and it's like, why would you not want to learn more? Well, go over there then. With the people that just want surface, y'all surface Christians. We go deep over here and higher. We want something else. Do you have a religion or only follow God in Christ? That I'm a follower of the Creator of everything you see and don't see. I'm a follower of the Creator of everything, not the false creators, but the real Creator of everything. I used to be apostolic, Pentecostal, I don't identify with none of that no more because that causes barriers. And God said he got sheep in all folds. So then why does that even matter? Why does it matter if you're Presbyterian, Kojic, Baptist, AME, non-denominational, but Presbyterian, Catholic? Why does it matter if God said he got sheep in our fold? Those are divisions that were put up so that you not as saved as us. And that's why I said we have people that came here and they was witches and warlocks when they came here. Some people, the same way that we were taught about Christ, some people were from beginning, if their parents are Satanists, if their parents are occultists or whatever it is, they're learning that Jesus, the same way we learned about the devil and Jesus, they learn it the opposite way. So you have people that when they were baptized, they got baptized in the church of Satan or, whatever cults or whatever it is. And the same way we were taught our religious beliefs, they were taught theirs. So you can't just start attacking people. And see what's offensive, and a lot of Christians don't do this. You don't even take the time to go learn nothing about these people culture before you tell them it's wrong. And they the devil, and they worshiping the devil, but you can't tell them one God in their pantheism or whatever you want to call it, in their pantheon. You can't tell them one God, why they worship them, nothing. You ain't did not nail bit of research. All you heard is they worship idol gods and this and that. Well, your pastor do too. And he got y'all worshiping him and making y'all go buy him all the stuff that's named after the idol gods. But don't none of y'all know that because don't none of y'all go study to see. Thank you. So when he tell you he want a Bentley or a pastor want a new this and that car, and y'all don't even think to go look the symbol up on the front of the car or to know why it's called that or what that name means, and then you realize it's named after one of the idol gods while they telling people not to practice idolatry, but they wife got a Balenciaga bag and Balenciaga skirt on and a Balenciaga thing, and Balenciaga means Baal is king, Baal. But you can sit in the pulpit with Balenciaga on and try to tell me about idol worship. Balenciaga from your glasses down to your hat, your suit, and everything. Gucci and all of them. So you can wear everything that represents an idol god, make the church spend all their money on it, but I'm supposed to listen to you talking about idolatry because what? You know some laws? You know the scripture? The Bible said the devils know the scripture too. What does that mean? The devils know scripture too. That's how they're able to manipulate it. That's why it's in spells. So you memorizing the scripture but not understanding how to apply it to your life is pointless. Pointless. What about the pastor that don't know the answers to your questions? They always get back to you and they never get back to you. They'll lie and tell you that God didn't tell them to find it. I know. And listen, I have pastors. I've been having pastors that would come to my house. One time I lived across from a pastor. I didn't live. It's like it's always a pastor or a minister that lives right around me. Always. And just so happened they end up talking with me. Not recently, but in years prior. And listen, I have to read them their rights. And then they be mad because you shouldn't have came over here. And I mean messing with me, talking to me. Because y'all think everybody that don't got a Jesus sticker on their car is the sinner. And then because I don't got a skirt all the way down to my ankles with this head covering on that I don't know God. Well, that's why the Bible say you should not judge a book by its cover. But yet they do that. They'll see a person with all kind of tattoos and swear up and down they worship the devil, and that person is sweeter than you, Christian person. Well, this is the thing. This is a lot of information to take in for a person that's been in a religion for 30 years. It was a lot for me at first, too. It took me a minute to be okay with it. I ain't gonna lie. Because someone had told me about the books, and when I was still a 66er, which is what we call them around here, I didn't want it. I was like, no, I don't believe that. I had my moments. I did. And that's how I know how to deal with them, because I was a 66er at one point. Until God opened my understanding. I was a 66er too. You couldn't have told me nothing that was outside of the 66 books, baby. You a lie and the truth ain't in you, honey. We don't read, we don't add, and we don't take. Oh, I had the whole spiel down until I was that person. Used to argue with people, tell them they was going to hell and everything. God said, come over here and sit down and let me show you something. Mm-hmm. That's how I know them when I see them, because I know. I'm trying to tell you I do. I know exactly who they are because I used to be them. You hear me? I don't have an opinion. I understand that God is gonna, if God can use a donkey, he can use a different version of the Bible. You mean, so he can use a donkey to talk in a human voice, but he can't use another version of the Bible to help? What good is reading a book that you don't understand? What if that's a trick of the enemy to keep you reading a book that you don't understand, so you never know how to apply the scripture to your life? You're just a parrot. You're just repeating what you've heard and memorized, but you don't know how to apply it. Because plenty of people started reading in the easy read version. They had the NIV, they had all those other versions, but when they started reading it in the easy read, it started hitting them all the way in their throat, like right here. Because it talks like we talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just now started reading it allegorically, and it just all clicked in one day, that part. Yeah. So, I'm about to go. Yeah, I want to go turn some music on. I didn't work real hard today. We get 184 minutes. So, that's 7 hours I did today online. See how quickly those 3 hours go? And remember, we did 4 hours and 22 minutes earlier, and we didn't already been on here 3 hours. I'm about to go. Y'all eat up a lot of my time during the day, and y'all don't even care. And then be like, did you get my email? Did you respond? Did you send my books out? Did you get my soap and my journal out? Did you already? Well, yes, sir. No, sir, master, I didn't. Didn't even have time to eat. You hear me? Yeah. WIU be trying to work you. Like I tell people I'm off and they still going, okay, well, I'm not answering. I'm off. I done did my damn job. You're welcome. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all in the morning. Mm-hmm. Be careful.